Okay, folks, it's 10:30, and just in case, if you're to my Indian viewers, if you guys are driving and if you're catching this broadcast of Big 5 at 10 on your mobile phone and thinking that you will just stop over to your neighborhood McDonald's joint, please watch the story very, very carefully, because after you watch the story, you'll ask yourself 3 times. If you see that McDonald's outlet somewhere near you, just be very, very careful of what you're going to consume. Take a good hard look at the story.
Happy families enjoying their favorite burgers and fries at the McDonald's outlet in Jaipur, oblivious to how unhealthy the food could be. In a routine check conducted by the Rajasthan Health Department, the shocking truth was uncovered.
वो जो ऑयल जो यूज होता है, डिफरेंट पामोलिन ऑयल है, तो काफी डार्क ब्लैक था, तो उसकी जानकारी लेने की कोशिश की, तो उसकी जब हमने रिकॉर्ड चेक किए, तो लगभग 16 दिन से वो ऑयल चेंज नहीं हुआ था और नया उसका कोई रिकॉर्ड मेंटेन था, तो हमने उसका सैंपल उठा लिया। 3 दिन तक हमने आसपास जितने मैकडोनल्ड्स के आउटलेट हैं, सबवे है और जो ब्रांडेड कंपनियां हैं, डोमिनो, पिज्जा हट, इन सभी पर हमने कार्रवाई करी।
Many other lapses were also found. Tags on refrigerated products showing their shelf life were missing. Food licenses were not displayed. The oil being used was the cheapest of all, palmolive oil.
हम बाहर थैले में नहीं खाते, सोच के कि बाहर यूज करते होंगे। इन बड़ी-बड़ी जगह आते हैं कि होगा अच्छा कुछ होगा। जहाँ इतना बड़ा नाम है और वहाँ हम ऐसे आते हैं और ये सोचते हैं कि यहाँ हमें अच्छा मिलेगा, फ्रेश फूड मिलेगा, हर चीज अच्छी मिलेगी और जब पढ़ते हैं तो बहुत ही वापस आने का मन नहीं करता है।
When CNNNews18 sought a response from McDonald's, the managers refused to come on camera, but later sent us a mail defending the indefensible. Food safety authorities have not defined the standards for the oil in use. Yet at McDonald's, we follow reliable benchmarked oil management processes that ensure consistent quality. However, the FSSAI rule clearly states that any oil can only be reheated for a maximum of 3 times to avoid formation of trans fat. While samples of the oil have been sent for lab tests, the department has served notices to McDonald's to explain the lapses. Officials told CNNNews18 if the lab report confirms the poor oil quality, a judicial complaint will be filed against the food giant. With Swati Vashishta in Jaipur, this is Saloni Bhardwaj for CNNNews18.
So let's raise the third big question on the program tonight. Eating out in India. Are you biting into a health hazard? Why is it that it is supposed to be such an ignored territory when it comes to this business of eating out? And who better than Veer Sanghvi, who certainly knows a thing or two about food across India, joining us. Veer, what's the problem here? Is it lack of enforceability? Or is it just that we just don't care? You know, I step out, I have my golgappas. I don't care what is the quality of oil which is being used in golgappas or pav bhajis.
So, Bhupen, there are 2 categories of problem. There's one which is simple enough, which is unsafe. If the food, you gave the example of golgappas, if the food contains harmful bacteria, which, let's face it, a lot of street food does, but you won't stop eating there and I won't stop eating there because our bodies have developed immunity. When foreigners come in, their bodies don't have that immunity and they get what is called Delhi belly. So yes, that's one category of problem. This is a different category of problem. Reusing oil and creating trans fats is bad for you because it affects your heart, it creates cholesterol, etc., etc. It's not something that will necessarily kill you immediately as, say, poison in your food could. In the first problem, which is a street food problem, the culprit is quite simple. The water, it's 99% of the time, it's the water. It's the water that contains harmful bacteria. They don't bother to distill the water, and sometimes they don't bother to clean the water, and sometimes they're just too poor to be able to do it, and it's too much of a problem. They don't have access to clean water, which is why parents now tell their kids, don't go to the street food chaatwala where you and I would go. Go to one of these chain restaurants. The food there is safe.
And this is the kind of food.
It's safe in terms of the water.
This is the kind of
but
food
if this report is valid and held to be valid,
yes,
and this is the kind of food. Yeah, then I think there's a huge problem. But I must say, in all fairness, McDonald's has a reputation all over the world for enforcing food safety standards quite rigidly. If the Rajasthan authorities are right, then this is a shocking and horrible lapse.
Okay, Veer, thanks so much for joining us. And I agree with you that McDonald's may have globally they must have a great standard, great enforceability. But when it comes to perhaps Perhaps it's a problem of franchisees. Is it that enough checks and balances are not being done before it comes to giving a license to someone to open a McDonald's outlet? Maybe the agency needs to look at that very, very carefully. Right, from food hazards, let's move on to religious hazards. The man being hit by religious